Generally speaking, and as is most often the case, the two Parshas of Behar and Bechukosai are read together. This year, we separate the two Parshas of Behar and Bechukosai. Many times I've been asked, what's the reason why these two Parshas are mechubar? Why exactly are they connected? What is the unity between these two Parshas? Several reasons generally are offered as to the connection, the bonding between these two Parshas. One is a very balabatisha reason, that since both of these two Parshas are rather short in nature, and since we are obligated to finish the entire Torah in 1 year, therefore there's a need to go ahead and merge and weld together, join together several Parshas. Better to join two Parshas that are of a short nature in order that we will not create any kind of tircha d'tzibura. We're always worried about tircha d'tzibura. So we take two Parshas that are relatively short and we bring them together. A second time, mentioned already by Chazal, the Gemara in Megillah points out that Ezra HaSofer enacted a takana that the klolos of Parshas Bechukosai should be read before the Yom Tov of Shavuos. Because the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah, the Mishnah writes that Rosh Hashanah is Yom Hadin lePeros HaIlon, the day of judgment for fruits of the tree. And therefore it would not be a proper Siman Tov Liyom Sheholam Nidon Bo Al Peros HaIlon, in order that we want to Tichla Shana V'Kil Lo Seah, and without connecting it to Bechukosai, namely Behar and Bechukosai together, so then the Parsha Bamidbar would not be mafsik between the Klolos and the Yom Tov of Shavuos. It's not a Siman Tov, as I said, Liyom Sheholam Nidon Bo Al Peros HaIlon. And that's why, for that matter, we also read always Parsha Nitzavim and the Techacha before Rosh Hashanah in Chodesh Elul. That's the Gemara at the end of Masechet Megillah. That's the second reason why we have Mechaber Behar and Bechukosai. And the third reason is clearly, if you use daiti, the most significant of all the reasons. That is, there is a internal, organic unity and connection between these two parshas. The focus of these two parshas, Kayadua, is the mitzvah of Shemitah. The Torah begins in Behar by introducing to us that topic. That 6 years we work the fields, and the 7th year the Torah says, Shabbos Shabboson Yeh La'aretz Shabbos Hashem. One is not allowed to sow, one is not allowed to prune, and the Torah indicates V'hoisa Shabbos Ha'aretz Lachem De'ochla L'cha U'Li'avdecha V'La'amosecha V'Li'schircha U'Lisoshavecha Hagorim Imach. So the Torah has clearly articulated the mitzvah of Shemitah. That's the beginning of Behar. The schar for the mitzvah of Shemitah, the Torah also describes very clearly, but primarily it appears in Parshas Bechukosai. There the Torah tells us, Im Bechukosai Teilechu, V'es Mitzvosai Tishmu V'asisim Osam. Then the Torah presents a panoply of brachos. V'nasati Gishmeichem B'itam, rain will fall in its time. There will be tremendous fecundity, tremendous prosperity. There will be peace. V'nasati Shalom Ba'aretz. All our enemies will be vanquished. And the Torah indicates that Hashem will have an idyllic relationship with Am Yisrael. V'salachti b'sochem, v'yisi lachem l'lokim, v'yatem tiyu lidam. However, if chas v'shalom we don't observe the mitzvah of Shemitah, then the Torah goes on to indicate, Rachmana litzlan, the results, the consequences will be disastrous. V'alachti imachem mikeri, v'alachti imachem machamas keri, v'nasati esareichem charba, v'shimosi es bigdisheichem, v'shimosi ani es haaretz. And for all the years that we didn't observe Shemitah, we have the corresponding punishment of Golus, of exile. So here we have Schar V'Onesh of the mitzvah that's found in Behar, but the Schar V'Onesh is mentioned clearly in Parshas Bechukosai, and this is really the major reason why we are mechaber the two Parshas generally, is because the Yesod of both Parshas is essentially the same Yesod, namely the Yesod of Shemitah, the Schar V'Onesh for it, and at the same time, the Torah also tells us about Bittul Torah. There's a connection. As we know, the Tzid writes in the Tshuva, what did they do during the Shemitah year? So the answer is they had ample time to sit and learn Torah, And Rashi already in Chumash, Rashi in Bechukosai refers to this. On the pasuk V'imlos Ishmuli, says Rashi, Lios Amelim Batorah. If Chas v'Sholom we are not Amel Batorah, then the Tochacha that's mentioned in Bechukosai will also come to the fore. So this connection between Shemitah and Limud HaTorah is also a very significant one. As a result of Limud HaTorah, a person will increase his emunah in Hashem Yisbarach, will be elevated by that increase in emunah, and of course Shemitah, certainly the fundamental foundation of Shemitah is the idea of emunah. As the Torah itself indicates in Behar, the following series of psukim. V'chi somru manocha b'shana hashvius. You might ask, what are we going to eat if the 7th year the land lies fallow, we're not permitted to work the field, how are we going to be able to survive? We can't sow, we can't harvest. The Torah tells us the 6th year will be full of bracha. That 6th year will be so productive, the fecundity will be so great, that there will be a yield of tzvuah that will last for a period of 3 years. And this, of course, is fundamentally founded upon the yesod of emunah. And that's the whole yesod of Shemitah, is emunah, and the whole yesod of Imlo Tishmuli Lios Amelim Batorah. The brachas and klalos are also a function of our increase in Limud HaTorah. And therefore, unquestionably, there is a connection between Shemitah and Limud HaTorah, Shemitah and Emunah, Limud HaTorah and Emunah. The Taz writes in the Orach Chaim, in Shulchan Aruch, it's in Mem Zayin, that a person who acquires Torah without amal, without toil, without effort, without tremendous commitment, the Torah is not going to be sustained. The Torah will not remain with him. Shein HaTorah miskayemes el mi shemei misatzmo olav, the Gemara Brachos, and Daf Samach Gimel, that Torah, as the Chazal derives, Zos HaTorah Adam ki yomus ba'oel, a person has to strive, has to toil, and if a person does not toil in Torah, at the end of the day, a person will find himself exposed, Achlan al-Islam, to the klalos of the Tochacha that's found in Bechukosai. So, in effect, what we have in these two parshas, and the Torah introduces it in Behar in this week's parsha, the Yesod of Shemitah, which is the Yesod of Emunah, and the Yesod of Emunah, a Jew who observes the laws of Shemitah punctiliously will have ample time to learn Torah, and that will develop his Emunah even further, his connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Essentially, the entire parsha of Behar is really devoted to completely and totally connecting ourselves to the Ribono Shel Olam. As the Torah ends at the end of Behar, Ki li b'nei Yisrael avodim avodahem asher otzei Yisrael sam eretz Mitzrayim, and the Torah ends by saying, Eshapsosai tishmoru u'mikdashi tirou ani Hashem. That the Jew is obligated to observe the Shabbosim and, of course, have a sense of Morah Mikdash. If one does so, in other words, if one is undergirded by the lessons that are to be derived from Shemitah, which of course are the lessons of Emunah and Limud HaTorah, with that kind of weaponry, a person will be able to, Yetz Hashem, come closer and closer to Hashem Yisbarach, and Be'ezer Hashem continue his aliyah Le'elo Le'ela.